Hey everyone, welcome to a fresh new episode with me Leanne Pais for the Unopened Box. Today I want to share my favorite self-awareness tool with you that you can use right at home. Given the pandemic, a lot of things may have changed for you and you may be coming to a new sort of lease on life where you are beginning to understand yourself better. The Johari Window is one of the nicest spaces to understand where you're coming from. Created by Joseph Luft and Harrington Ingham, this is one of those tools that is very self-explanatory. However, I'm going to break it down for you so that we can work through it together. Now let's start by making a quadrant on a sheet of paper. The first window is called the open self. The second quadrant is called the blind self. The third quadrant is called the hidden self. And the fourth quadrant is called the unknown self. In these four things, let's begin with quadrant number 1. The open self is that part of yourself that you know and that people around you know. The beauty of this is the part of yourself that is also called your public self. It is the part of yourself that you are comfortable enough showcasing with other people. This is where your assertiveness comes. This is where you say, this is who I am and this is where I am most assured. You may be a singer who enjoys singing and the public knows that you are a singer. You may be an empathetic person and the public knows it because you show them your true, kind and caring side. These parts of you form your public self or your open self. The second part of you is called the blind self. The blind self comprises of an interesting combination of things that people know about you, but stuff that you may not necessarily know about yourself. The reason this is interesting is because on the one hand, this is where people see your potential. They're able to identify aspects of you that you may not necessarily have known about you. For example, that you are a passionate person, that you are a driven person, that you are someone who takes risks, that you are a leader, a natural born person who takes initiative and does what needs to be done. The flip side is that sometimes this is the place where triggers that are unknown to you could be made use of by other people because they can see it and you can't. What I would recommend is calling up 4 or 5 friends, asking them what it is they know about you. If they tell you something you don't know, that's something to consider as your blind self. Another aspect is to look at whether there are certain things that people say that bother you that you didn't really realize were bothering you. Now these certain things form your trigger points. When you identify your trigger points, it also helps you understand how you want to understand these points, what you want to do with it, and if you want to heal through it. The next point is the hidden self. Now this part of it is entirely within your control. This is the part of yourself that you know intimately but other people may not know. The beauty of this is that in this part of it you set good boundaries. It may be boundaries you set at your workplace. It may be boundaries you set with your partner. It may be boundaries you set with your family. This is parts of you that you are extremely conscious of, aspects that you are extremely aware of, and certain things that you say, this is what remains with me and no one needs to know. The flip side of it is, again, if these are aspects that you are shaming, unsure of, and feel conscious of, it could again act as triggers if someone by chance stumbles upon them. For example, hidden things that people may not know about you is if you are someone who's very, very professional in the workplace, you may actually be a fun person, but you may not be showing that fun side to certain people. The flip side could also be that in case you're someone who feels slightly insecure about certain things, you put on a brave face, act like you're perfectly all right, while on the inside you are fearful without anyone around you knowing it. Can this be managed? Of course. All you have to do is start figuring out where you want to start. Now at this place, therapy could be a great way to access what's going on for you and help you discover these parts while walking you through what would work for you. The last and final stage is the unknown self. The beauty of the unknown self, for me personally, is that this is where the magic happens. This is the part of you that you get to discover throughout your lifetime. You get to find out whether you like adventure sports, whether paragliding, parasailing is meant for you. This is where you discover if pottery is something you're hiddenly good at. This is where you discover if you are a musician who's discovered music in his or her 50s. You get to explore these parts of you as you go forward. And the beauty of this part is that when you start discovering these aspects, you also realize how much you get to know more about yourself. The reason I'm sharing the Johari Window with you is we're conducting a workshop real soon on exploring your identity. This is a starting step, but we're going to be working with you through all of this to help you uncover different aspects of yourself, become familiar with the unfamiliar, change your way of thinking to something that suits you, and take it forward in a way that not just helps you, but also makes you more and more aware of who you are, own your story, and reclaim your space. If this sounds like something you're interested in, do follow us on Instagram at the.unopenedbox or on YouTube at this channel. Thank you so much, take care, and have a wonderful day ahead.